If you find that your body isn't responding the way it used to, your energy feels drained, intimacy has become more of a struggle, or if your body simply doesn't cooperate in the way it once did, don't assume it's just aging. The truth is, it may be something simpler, something you can fix. A deficiency in 3 specific vitamins could be silently holding you back. I'm Dr. Debbie, a men's health specialist with over 3 decades of experience helping men over 60 regain their vitality, energy, and confidence. What I'm about to share is something most doctors won't tell you. Many men over 60 aren't lacking desire. They're lacking circulation, stamina, and hormone support. And here's the thing. The solution doesn't always start in a pharmacy. Often, it starts in your kitchen. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 vital vitamins every man over 60 should be taking, and how they can restore your natural strength, boost testosterone, and reignite the energy you thought was gone for good. But that's not all. Soon, I'll also reveal the most dangerous mistake men make when taking these vitamins and how you can avoid it starting tonight. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another vital health tip designed specifically for men over 60. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 and let me know how I can make this content even more helpful for you. Now let's jump straight into it, starting with the first and often the most overlooked key to restoring blood flow and natural erections for men over 60. You see, when you were younger, your body produced this vitamin effortlessly, especially when you spent time outdoors. But as you age, levels drop sharply, and so do your circulation, energy, and performance. The vitamin I'm talking about is vitamin D, known as the sunshine vitamin. For you, it might just be the foundation for regaining your strength and confidence. Let me explain why. Vitamin D is often underestimated, but it plays a crucial role in men's health, especially as you age. It's more than just a nutrient you get from sunlight or a vitamin kids need for strong bones. In reality, vitamin D is the key to opening up your blood vessels, allowing oxygen-rich blood to flow throughout your body, especially to the areas that define your masculinity. Without it, circulation slows, energy drops, and intimacy becomes more difficult than it needs to be. Over 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, men who exercise, eat well, and still feel like something is off. When your vitamin D levels are low, your body produces less nitric oxide, which is vital for blood flow and sexual performance. But it's not just about intimacy, it's about stamina, clarity, and confidence. The good news is, correcting this deficiency doesn't require anything complicated. Just 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight each morning, eating more salmon, tuna, or fortified dairy, and supplementing with high-quality vitamin D3 can radically improve how your body performs. I've seen it happen. Patients who were struggling to finish a simple walk around the block suddenly felt energized again and reconnected with their partners. It's not theory, it's chemistry. Vitamin D can be one of the simplest and most effective ways to reclaim your strength. But here's the thing, as powerful as vitamin D is, it can only do so much. Because even with good circulation, your body still needs the energy to sustain it and turn it into action. And that's where our second vitamin comes in. If you've ever felt tired for no reason, this could be the key to unlocking the energy you've been missing. Let's talk about vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is crucial to energy production. Without it, your body can't properly convert food into usable energy, no matter how well you eat or how much you sleep. A few years ago, I had a patient named Robert, a 72-year-old retired firefighter. He was a proud grandfather, but beneath his strong exterior, he was feeling worn out. He told me, "Doc, I sleep 8 hours, I eat my meals, but I still feel like I'm dragging through the day. My brain's foggy, my body's tired, and when it's time to be close to my wife, I just don't have it in me." His story stuck with me because it's so common among men over 60. What Robert was describing was classic vitamin B12 deficiency, a deficiency I see in countless men in their 70s and beyond. Without enough B12, your system runs on empty. B12 is essential for the production of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles, brain, and sexual organs. When those cells are lacking, everything slows down. Your stamina fades, your focus dulls, and you may feel disconnected from the things that once excited you. The kicker? As you age, your ability to absorb vitamin B12 from food declines. Even if you're eating meat, eggs, or dairy, it might not be enough to fill the gap. That's why so many older men feel tired, weak, or mentally foggy, even when all their other health markers seem fine. But the solution is simple: increasing your intake of B12 through quality supplementation, or in some cases, doctor-administered injections, can dramatically restore mental clarity, physical stamina, and a sense of being awake again. I've seen men who were dozing off in the afternoon transform into energetic individuals who laugh, play, and fully engage with their loved ones, just by correcting a deficiency they didn't even know they had. But energy alone isn't enough. Your body needs something that strengthens your blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and supports the very hormones that define masculinity. That's where the third vitamin comes in: vitamin E. Vitamin E isn't just known as the fertility vitamin. Its impact reaches far beyond reproduction. In fact, without it, your testosterone levels and circulation may already be slipping. I'll never forget meeting James, a 70-year-old retired pilot who came to my clinic feeling frustrated and confused. He said, "Doc, I eat well, I exercise, I'm doing everything right, but lately I just don't feel like myself. My drive is down, I'm not bouncing back the way I used to, and honestly, I just don't feel like a man anymore." That hit me hard because James wasn't lazy or careless. He was disciplined, proud, and committed to his health. But he was missing something most doctors rarely talk about: vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerhouse when it comes to male health, especially over 60. It's a natural antioxidant that fights off oxidative stress and inflammation, two silent forces that can damage your blood vessels, hormones, and reproductive organs as you age. When inflammation builds up, blood flow weakens, testosterone dips, and energy crashes. It's a gradual process, and before you know it, men like James begin to lose their edge. What makes vitamin E so important is its ability to keep your blood vessels flexible and your circulation strong. Remember, erections aren't just about arousal, they're about blood flow. When blood can't reach where it needs to go, performance suffers. But that's not all. Vitamin E also helps your body produce testosterone more efficiently. And after 60, that's critical. Low testosterone doesn't just affect the bedroom, it impacts your mood, motivation, and sense of purpose. The good news is restoring vitamin E is easy and natural. Almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy greens like spinach or Swiss chard are great sources. Or, if needed, a high-quality vitamin E supplement can help fill in the gaps. I've seen men like James return months later with a smile on their face, feeling sharper, stronger, and more connected to life again. But what happens when you combine these three vitamins? How do they work together to amplify results? The answer is simple: they create synergy. When used together, these three vitamins, vitamin D, B12, and E, don't just support individual aspects of your health. They work in harmony, amplifying each other's benefits and creating a ripple effect that transforms not just your energy or erections, but your entire experience of aging. Let me tell you about Walter, a 68-year-old retired high school coach who had always prided himself on staying active and sharp. He'd been taking vitamin D for a while, then added B12 after feeling tired, and later started including vitamin E for its role in testosterone support. But it wasn't until he consistently took all three in the right amounts that he felt the change. I remember him walking into my office one afternoon, grinning ear to ear. "Doc, I don't know what you did, but I feel like I've got a new engine," he said. "That's the power of synergy. These vitamins don't just work independently, Vitamin D boosts nitric oxide production, which opens up your blood vessels. Vitamin B12 increases red blood cell production, helping oxygen travel through your improved circulation. Vitamin E nourishes and protects the blood vessels, while also regulating testosterone levels. Together they create what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support, all working in balance. This is especially important as you age. Your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Nutrient absorption slows down, inflammation builds up, and recovery takes longer. One missing piece can throw everything off. But when you bring these 3 vitamins together, your body starts to remember how it used to feel. You may find yourself waking up more rested, feeling clearer in your thoughts, and responding faster when it counts. Not just physically, but emotionally too. Confidence returns, and that's something no prescription can manufacture. I've seen it happen time and again. Men who were convinced their best years were behind them discovered a second wind that changed everything. But here's the thing, most men never see these benefits. Why? Because they're unknowingly making a common mistake that cancels out all their progress. The biggest mistake most men make, especially over 60, is assuming that just taking supplements is enough. A man named Gerald walked into my office one day holding a plastic grocery bag full of supplements. He was 74, thoughtful, well-read, and clearly trying his best to take control of his health. He laid out the bottles on my desk and said, "Doc, I've been taking all of these for months, but I still feel tired, foggy, and honestly, nothing's improving down there." I could hear the disappointment in his voice, and I've heard it too many times before. The problem was that Gerald was making the classic mistake. He was using cheap, synthetic versions of the vitamins, bought from discount stores or online, thinking all vitamins are the same. But they're not. The form, quality, and dosage of a vitamin are critical to how well your body absorbs and uses it. Take vitamin B12, for example. Most generic brands use a form called cyanocobalamin, which many older men can't properly convert. What you want instead is methylcobalamin, the active form your body can actually use. The same goes for vitamin D. D2 is cheaper but far less effective than D3. And with vitamin E, synthetic forms can lack the full spectrum needed to support testosterone and circulation. Another mistake is inconsistency. Taking a vitamin once or twice a week when you remember won't create lasting change. Your body thrives on rhythm. It needs steady support to rebuild energy, restore blood flow, and balance hormones. This is about creating a daily foundation, not chasing a quick fix. When Gerald switched to higher quality forms of these vitamins and took them consistently, the difference was dramatic. Within a month, he told me he was sleeping better, waking up more energized, and, most importantly, he was feeling like a man again. That change didn't come from trying harder. It came from doing it right. And now, I want to share with you how you can do it right too. Let's talk about how to make these vitamins part of your daily routine without it becoming complicated. When I work with older men, one of the first things they ask is, "Doc, just tell me what to do each day. I don't need complicated routines. I just need something that works." I respect that because at this stage of life, most men aren't looking for fads or gimmicks. They want consistency and simplicity, a plan that helps them feel strong again. So let me tell you about Frank, a 66-year-old former carpenter who came to me after months of struggling with low energy, poor sleep, and fading confidence. We didn't overhaul his entire life. We built a simple, powerful routine around the vitamins we've discussed, and it changed everything. Each morning, Frank started his day with a full glass of water and a B12 supplement, taken with a protein-rich breakfast. After breakfast, he'd take a 15-minute walk outside to stimulate natural vitamin D production. If it was cloudy or winter, he used a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal. For lunch, he'd have a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds, providing his vitamin E, along with a drizzle of olive oil over his salad. That was it. No extremes, just small, deliberate choices. Within weeks, Frank found himself with more energy to play with his grandkids, more interest in being close to his wife, and a sense of confidence that had quietly slipped away over the years. He felt like himself again, not a younger version, but a stronger, more grounded version of the man he was. The truth is, you don't need a dozen pills or a complicated regimen. What you need is a steady rhythm, the right nutrients in the right forms, and a mindset that says, I'm still in control of my health because you are. Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final message that every man over 60 needs to hear, but rarely does. If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to feel strong, desired, and fully alive again, the answer might surprise you. Let's talk about that. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to speak to you, not as a doctor, but as someone who has spent over 30 years sitting across from men just like you. Men who have lived full lives, men who've worked hard, raised families, built legacies, and now find themselves asking, why doesn't my body feel like it used to? That question isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're still fighting, still searching for the strength, energy, and connection that make life feel meaningful. And that's something I deeply respect. We've talked about 3 essential vitamins. Vitamin D, the circulation spark plug that helps open your blood vessels and restore blood flow where it matters most. Vitamin B12, the energy generator that fuels your brain, muscles, and stamina. And vitamin E, the fertility defender that protects your heart, supports testosterone, and keeps your system running like it should. But the real power doesn't come from knowing their names. It comes from integrating them into your life. These nutrients don't just support your body. They support your identity, your confidence, your presence in your relationships, and your ability to wake up feeling like yourself again. I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. I've watched men who were convinced their best years were behind them discover a second wind that changed everything. So what now? That's up to you. You can take what you've learned today and let it sit on a shelf, or you can act on it. You can choose to give your body what it's been quietly asking for. You can take that walk in the morning, take that supplement with intention, and say yes to your health and your future. Because here's what I know, without question. It is not too late. Not even close. You still have time to feel stronger. You still have time to reconnect. And you still have time to be the man you know you are. Fully, boldly, and without apology. You've already taken the first step by showing up here. Now it's time to take the next one. If this video spoke to you, helped you, or gave you something to think about, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button so we know this content is making a difference. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone you care about who needs to hear this message. And if you've got a moment, leave a comment below. Let me know what resonated with you most, or tell me what topic you'd like me to cover next. Your voice helps shape this space. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep creating content for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every bit goes toward better research, production, and reaching more men who need this. You're not just watching, you're becoming part of a movement, and I'm honored to have you here. Now take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.